the Prison City Podcast. When the bars go up, you're officially locked in.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bell has sounded. Welcome to the Prison City Podcast. I am your unofficial host, Patrick W. Cutler, and we got quite a show for you this week. The good news is we took about a month off, and all our last two podcast episodes actually broke our records. And the last episode we did, I literally titled the shittiest podcast episode ever, and it broke the 48-hour record for most downloads. So I think we're off to a very good start here. You know, ringing in the 4th of July and everything, coming outside the 4th of July. We're a very good start here. And tonight we're going to talk about the UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC 264. We got a boy there beyond the Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier fight. We got a boy there from Montana. Sean O'Malley is from representing Helena, Montana. It's probably the furthest a Montana kid's ever gone in the MMA realm there. And we also have the Greg Hardy NFL player who tends to like to cheap shot a lot of people. But let's just go around the horn really quick and get everybody on the board here. I'll start with Mr. Mahomes.
Hey, great to be back. And it sounds like we're really tearing the charts up again. No one's surprised. I thought this was about unlimited fancy cooking. So I'm really fucked up. I had prepared a lot of like fancy tarts and pie recipes. So I'm not sure how much help I'm going to be in this.
With that said, let's go to Kelly.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about this as well. UFC. Mahoney kind of stole my joke, but I'm excited to talk about United States fried chicken as well. I'm still going to do it because I didn't have enough time to switch gears there. So I got nice fried chicken to my left. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff tonight.
And then we're going to hit to our special guest this week. It's the third Cutler brother of Cutler Brothers Productions. Matthew Benjamin Freeze. Just kidding. Matt Cutler, come on the show.
Hey,
Rookie's on mute.
Hey,
Rookie's
on
on
mute.
mute.
Unmute.
Hey Matt, I asked. Sorry, Matt. I asked to unmute you. You can go ahead. Look for the
Dude, I want to say fuck this technology. Seriously, this Zoom shit is the hardest shit. It's like fucking cracking. What's the fucking Tom Hanks show? What is it? Someone give me it. The fuck's it called?
National Treasure.
No, that's
National
not
Treasure.
the fucking. That's
The Da
not
Vinci Code?
the Da Vinci Code. Jeez, I'm a tech guy. I got like 40 things running at once, and I had to use Kaya's phone to get on here and actually do this bullshit.
Well,
So
Mahoney
it's
said if this was a job interview, you definitely didn't get the job.
Yeah. Well, look with the backwards hat and
Oh shit! I mean, my thing is like we invited Matt Cutler on her. I didn't know we were invited on Dave Moss.
Yeah, I was having a good night, came home, and I was like, Zoom. Fuck Zoom. Fuck that. Sorry. PG show. Sorry. My bad.
Yeah, it's a fucking PG show. Watch your fucking mouth.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I was just telling these guys before this how the first time I did Zoom was a few years ago. And
it sounds like a drug. I like it.
Yeah, it was this fantasy football thing with a bunch of guys from Chicago and San Diego and shit. So I made sure and got on there early because I was like, I don't want to look like the fucking redneck from Montana.
Yeah.
I gotta wonder what happened to Skype. Like they had this technology forever ago, and now like they just got left in the dust.
They're the MySpace of Zoom.
Seriously.
All right, guys. I have a little bit of an update, guys, here for you on a past episode. This image we're about to show, if you guys are watching audio, this image, nobody's going to know this image we're going to show. I guarantee it. Here we go. There it is. Esteban. Esteban. It made it this short on. Here's the update, guys. I got a big email from the Don Brownlee podcast episode from June 6th or 3rd or whatever the hell it was. And they had a bunch of interest in talking to Don Brownlee. Could get a hold of him. It could literally give a shit about the rest of us.
I mean, that's fair. They're like, hey, who's the least interesting person we could talk to? Like, let's build a show around that guy. So I think they're doing a great job. What was the name of the production company, or do we not want to get sued?
I could give a fuck less because they're probably nobody's.
Like Prickly Pear Productions.
This is probably pretty bad because they're probably watching this podcast episode because that's where they got the information from. It's called Painless Productions. which is it's kind of interesting. I'm gonna go to their website really quick. Actually, do you want me to just bring up their website really quick for this podcast?
Sure.
Yeah, do it.
If they are listening, yeah, we appreciate you reaching out to Don Bromley, but you can blow the rest of us too.
Oh shit! Are they connected with the Discovery Channel and Travel Channel?
If they are, then disregard the blowjob comment.
Here's the thing. You guys have seen, you've seen the show, so we joke around. And anyway, like if you need our contact information to have something, a little funny on your
Don Bromley.
we're happy to do it. I'm not sure, you've seen like Impractical Jokers. We're like the funny version of that.
I'm talking to the executive producer of fucking the History Channel. This is how I treat them.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh man, for shark, that's a bull. That show. Oh look, that show sucks too, right, guys?
I'd say the website looks pretty legit though.
Yeah.
It looks like a good website. So
no, but
what it's worth.
If you guys are watching, we got. I know you watched the podcast. Apparently, did not listen to the part of. We got a film called Redgate Film. Check us out. I could actually email the guy right now if I want to, but instead I feel like just being a complete fucking asshole.
You know what you should do? Hey, Pat, for our longtime listeners, you should email them back. What's the move? And that's it.
Hey, Pat, while the rest of us are doing this shitty podcast still, Don Bromley's wiping his dick off with $100 bills.
Jeez.
Don Bromley just got greenlit for 3 seasons. He's making $150,000 a second.
This is the podcast that every guest we bring on goes up and through the fucking stratosphere, and we're left here.
Good. I hope I'm next then. Please.
Yeah, ride your coattails, man.
Hey, Mahoney, last night I went home from work to my shithole apartment. I woke up in an actual shithole.
Hey, yeah, you guys heard about Mark Antony Reigns now? He's like the fucking Prime Minister of England.
I heard his podcast is #1 in all of Great Britain.
And the fuzz is actually fucking hot chicks who don't have dicks.
Oh, nice.
You guys
We're like
just throwing everyone under the bus.
We're essentially the minor leagues of like, you come on this, we're like AAA. Like, come on this podcast and shit, you'll be in the big leagues in no time.
Hey, for our listeners out there that missed last week's episode, you want to watch last week's episode of the shittiest podcast ever, skip right to the fucking end. And the Fuzz tells the most embarrassing story I've ever heard. He went out with a girl and he spent $300 on her. And the Fuzz is very straight. Well, I don't know after the story if he's that straight, but spent $300 after, starts making out with her. I did all the stuff with her. And they're like, oh, we're going to take a bathroom break. He goes in the bathroom. He walks in and she's sitting there pissing with her dick out.
So what's he doing tonight?
Yes. And we're all in here at the podcast. We're all great with all that stuff. We just, I'm not going any further with that story. We'll just leave it at that. Anyways, shall we move on to tonight's opening topic? UFC 264. Yeah, what do you guys think of this fight card, Mahomes?
Honestly, I haven't spent too much time on it. I think it'll, everyone likes a good trilogy fight. I'm super interested in Sean O'Malley. I don't think I'll actually be able to watch the fight, which is too bad. But Sean O'Malley, it's just a cool story. Montana kid. He's super entertaining to watch. Really different kind of fighter. So he's, it's someone that we can root for to be like, hey, that's a legitimate superstar.
Yeah.
So that's, and I actually didn't know Greg Hardy was even fighting on this card. Is he on the pay-per-view or is he an under?
Yeah, he's on the pay-per-view.
Undercard?
He's third from the top, so he's the third best fight on the pay-per-view.
Oh, damn.
So Sean O'Malley kicks off the UFC 265 card. The guy was kicking ass. He was 12-0, and then he basically got a leg kick or something that kind of broke his leg in the middle of the fight out of nowhere. A big leg injury out of nowhere, and then he got TKO'd or whatever. Kind of a really fluke thing. And then his last fight, he kicked ass again. For Sean O'Malley, he's 13-1. The guy is fighting Chris Tinho. Sure. I don't know.
Muhava.
Boosh Frappa. So this guy, he was supposed to fight Louis Smoka, who's a pretty legit veteran fighter. Instead, this Louis Smoka had to cut out at the last second. So the UFC wanted to keep Sean O'Malley going, and they give him this fucking no name. He's making his debut. So Sean O'Malley is like a gigantic favorite in this. It's hard to see him losing this fight. So Matt, what do you think about this?
The O'Malley fight? Is that yes?
Yeah, the O'Malley fight. It's funny, the no name 2 days from now.
Fun fact, the last time O'Malley fought, I believe, was at Kelly's bachelor party. And we watched it at the vacation house. At the vacation house, can't remember who slept there besides myself and Feldy, but that looked like the house out of People Under the Stairs. Just a side note there. It did, totally did. Anyway, so O'Malley, God, I want to say, knockout, first round. I'd say the dude fucks up. O'Malley punches him in the face, and it's over. That's what I'd say. He's that good. He's scary.
He's electric, man. He's electric. He's fun to watch.
So Kelly, are you going to bet against Sean O'Malley on this one, Kelly?
Yeah, I don't know about the UFC betting system. I don't really care for it because they apparently don't let you bet on the fights after the fight started, and that's kind of my go-to thing. You know, I like to get my feet wet and watch the first few minutes of the football game or baseball game or whatever to see what I'm feeling. But yeah, and speaking of betting, that's pretty much the only thing I can add to this fucking conversation tonight. Is the last time we watched UFC, or the last time I did over at the folks' house, I tried to lay down a bet that it would be a draw, if you remember this, and the odds were fucking insane. I tried to lay down a $50 bet, which would have been like a $3,000 win or something, and it ended up being a fucking draw. I almost shit my pants.
Were you too late on the bet, or what was the?
Yeah, the fight started. I was looking at the bet, and I'm like, well, that's interesting. And then I was just like, man, something just told me, like, do it. So I went to put the bet in, and then everything disappeared because the fight had started. And that's when I learned that UFC, you can't live bet.
Oh, wow. I mean, I kind of get it because some of those fights go like really quick, you know? So like there could be some guy that gets knocked like in the first 15 seconds and then all of a sudden it's over. So you could bet, like bet 5 seconds in.
It depends on the book because it's weird. And I bet there's very few books that let you bet UFC live. But if you watch UFC cards, and my own surprise, seen this UFC cards now, they show you like fucking live odds during the fight. Yeah. So I don't know why they wanted to bet. Talking about betting, the worst live betting place I've ever been to my entire fucking life. You know what it is? Las fucking Vegas. I had a parlay would have crushed it. It was 2 fucking minutes into the game, and I wanted to parlay it with a couple other bets. They would not fucking let me do it.
Well, let's be specific too, because Las Vegas is a big city, obviously, but it was the Flamingo.
It was the so the Flamingo, people that don't know, MGM owns like a lot of fucking resorts down there, and they had the system connected. It's live betting system, not live betting, but just betting in general. And it's their system, which is the MGM system, which is a string of casinos. That system would not let me do a live bet and parlay with other places. Where in Deer Lodge, Montana, which nobody knows who's never been here, in buttfuck the middle of fucking nowhere, I can go down to a bar and live bet something and parlay it with 2 other bets. But I can't do that in fucking Vegas. Explain that shit.
But going back to UFC really quick, just I want to get this point out. You said you can't live bet a UFC match. Now, to all the viewers out there and me myself, I'm wondering, does that mean I know when the fight's going on, there's only like 5-minute rounds, betting on whatever in between rounds. But yeah, like when a round ends, can you bet like between?
You should. Also, the UFC list, I don't know what books you can do it on, but I've been on so many books online before it was legal. And there's books that let you bet between NBA plays pretty much sometimes.
Yeah, and you could bet in the bottom of the 9th inning in a baseball game. So why the fuck couldn't you do UFC? Now, I'll admit I haven't done enough research. I don't watch much UFC like you guys do, but maybe you can bet between rounds, and maybe it's just certain bets that they turn off, and that's customary with fucking baseball or anything.
But-
They'll turn off like stupid bets, like will this guy hit a home run in the 5th inning? Just all that shit they just throw away.
Yeah.
After the game starts.
I will say this. What I've noticed about the machines live betting I've seen for UFC is when they start doing the walkouts, whatever, right after the walkouts, very shortly after the walkouts, they cut all bets off. But then I have noticed, though I have not gone in between rounds, where I bet if you went in between rounds, they might let you lay down a bet in between rounds. But yeah, it's crazy.
You think so, you know?
It's
You
just
would think that you could like. It is kind of crazy that you could think like who is going to win the first round, or like that seems like a bet that Vegas would take. So it is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's weird because, like, say, let's just do a Super Bowl example. Like, Tom Brady's driving against the Falcons to take the lead, and you can bet play by play.
Sure, yeah.
How much would you bet play by play if that was you could have had that option back then?
I mean, the thing that sucks about, like, to go back to Pat's trip to Vegas, he went kind of, COVID was still going, so I think he didn't. I want to take him again because I've had nothing but fun in Vegas, and I've been to a lot of different casinos. My brother lived there at one point, so I used to go down there quite a bit. Typically I'll do like the sports book at New York, which seems weird. It's not like a fancy one, but they have all sorts of different bets that you can place. So I've had a lot of luck there. And then the Stratosphere, the like kind of the one that's way down on the, the Space Needle looking one. I've had a lot. They had a big Sunday spread where you can live bet. Like there's people coming to your table asking. So yeah, that place was cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'll agree with Pat that at the Flamingo, and maybe COVID related, maybe they took some money off the fucking table because there's less people going there or something. But yeah, the Flamingo, the Bellagio, these places really kind of sucked with sports betting. Then again, we did go to the machines, and maybe if you go to the cage, it's a little bit different. But it just seemed like it was very small, very primitive what you could actually do. And I'm like, this is fucking Las Vegas.
Yeah,
this should have everything on the table,
So I've only ever done cage betting on sports down there, so I can't speak to the machines.
So I'll add on,
news flash really quick. I just say news flash. The Bucks just lost by 10, so they're down 2-0.
Hey, what's the fucking final score on that, Matt? You got it?
118 to 108.
Yep.
100 to 108. Okay, so my best bet of the night tonight was the fucking under, and that fucking hit then. So it was 221. It would have hit a 219. No, 209. 209.
Yeah,
209. Fuck. Under
the
was the bet tonight.
Yeah, and speaking of sports bets, the only game you have on right now for baseball is just Washington at San Diego, which is San Diego was down 8-1. Now they're 8-7 in the 6th. So
Washington's bullpen's garbage.
What was that under, Pat?
Yeah.
Because the Suns and the Bucks was a total of 224.
Wait, what? He said 109 to 10.
108 to 118, right?
Oh no, I got the wrong score. No, under didn't hit then.
That's 220. That's 226.
I thought you said 108 to 101.
Is anyone looking at the score?
I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
I took a live bet on that one in the third quarter of a plus $7.5 when they were down by 10. So thanks for ruining my fucking night, Matt.
Yeah, it sucks.
Hey,
Kelly,
go
sorry.
ahead.
I was just saying, Kelly, tell this story really quick about when you were in the play. This was the Steelers. What was it? Steelers Cardinals Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, play that day.
Yeah, tell them the story about that. How you had to leave Deer Lodge at halftime.
Oh, Missoula.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was in Guys and Dolls down in Missoula, and it was Super Bowl Sunday, and of course theater people don't give a fuck. They had a rehearsal that night, so I was like, okay, well here we go, and so I stayed till halftime, and I had less than an hour to get from Deer Lodge to Missoula in a Geo Metro, and I made it to the rehearsal. I think I was probably like 5 minutes late, but this is going to the University of Montana, with how bad parking is there and shit. So I managed to park and get into the rehearsal, and they hadn't started yet, and they didn't even like flinch an eye, bat an eye. But that fucking sucked. Middle of Super Bowl Sunday, I'm like, well, I gotta go sing some show tunes.
Man, that's dedication, because that's not even. I thought it was a show. I was like, okay, a show.
No, it
That's
was
just a fucking rehearsal.
Well, tell them the second part of that story. Remember, because you TiVoed the game at home because we were living in Missoula at the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fuck, you remind me of stories I forgot. Well, so these theater people don't give a shit about football or sports or anything for the most part, not to stereotype anybody that's listening. But so it's the end of rehearsal. And I TiVoed the game. I wanted to go watch it. Now, was it Pittsburgh that won that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Last second. Yeah.
So
That was that crazy.
I'm like, I can't fucking wait to get home and go watch this and have a couple beers. I got the whole half of the Super Bowl. So on my way out, one of these theater nerds comes in. And just so you all know, the Pittsburgh Steelers won the Super Bowl tonight. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I had to sing show tunes and get out of there. So
I can just I can imagine that voice you did is probably like not too far off of what it actually sounded like.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest for all audience out there. I have two stories about the Steelers. I based two relationships off the Pittsburgh Steelers winning the Super Bowl, and let's just say none of them ended well.
I mean, you got 3 kids out of one, so
Yeah, it was good. And I got left in the
which
middle of
which
nowhere
Super
last
Bowl
game.
was that Super Bowl? Which Super Bowl was that?
That was 2009. Here's a true story about that one. We were heading into the AFC Championship game, and we were in Pittsburgh for about 5-6 months at that time. And she was asking me or whatever, and I was like, okay, let's do it like this. We're in Pittsburgh. We're at home against Ravens. If the Steelers beat the Ravens, they go in the Super Bowl and they win the Super Bowl, then I will propose to you and marry you that night.
That's and folks, you say romance is dead. Let me tell you.
So Kelly Falls law of attraction or whatever. So the Steelers are going into halftime. I swear, if I did not say this, this would not even happen. So the Steelers are getting drove on. They're gonna get down by like fucking 6, 7. I don't remember the score, but 8 points. Some of the Arizona's going to score. They're gonna take the lead.
You know the score exactly. Fuck you.
Yeah. Okay. I do. Yeah. It was like the hand of God came on the field. Ding! Interception, return for a touchdown.
Hey, Mark, that was like you sitting in the backyard during that Falcon Super Bowl loss, and theater nerd comes back there. What would you have done? Just so you know, the Falcons lost.
The Falcons had the biggest collapse in Super Bowl history.
Yeah.
So I was sitting by a pool that was empty. I'd body slam him into the empty pool, probably.
Let's make it worse. Like you were acting the play, and like say at the end of the intermission, you see they're up 28-3. So you're like, oh, we won. And then that guy comes out and gives you the score.
Well, like the thing is, like, if my favorite team was, I would never fucking leave to go to a rehearsal. Like, I don't give a shit about guys and dolls. Just cut me from the show.
Cut me from the show. That's your major. Nope, I'm done. Switching business.
Yeah. So Mark, quick question. So say you were in Guys and Dolls, you're the lead. You got Super Bowl off because the Falcons are playing. So they lose the way they did, and so you wake up next day and you got to go to rehearsal Monday night. Are you still going to rehearsal Monday night?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't in a good spot like mentally for a while, but I'd go and sing my show tunes. They would be very somber. I don't know that they'd be very like flat and
when he says he wasn't in a good spot mentally, we were very active in a lot of Facebook group chats and stuff. And he was pretty much gone for about 6 straight months.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, don't say anything to Mahoney as Falcons lost. He just comes in all sad. And as soon as the music starts, when you see a guy, I know you would too.
I mean, it's all for the show, man.
Oh, that's funny.
Back on track though. If you take me back to Vegas, I'll tell you this. My thing is, COVID made a lot of things shitty when I was there in Vegas or whatever, but the sports betting wasn't really one of them, because the sports betting places I went, I couldn't find a fucking seat to bet. I couldn't live bet. It was cash only, which is kind of fucking weird. But I get that, because if you're sports betting on credit cards, I can see why credit card companies would not be like, that's cool. Yeah. So I understand that part of it, but it was just like maybe the Stratosphere is the place I need to go next time, but MGM, those places is all reserve in advance. And maybe if you reserve your spot in advance, there's a lot of screens and shit, but the TVs are so fucking far away. A lot of times for me, it's like, fuck, I'd rather just lie bed on my phone and be at like Buffalo Wild Wings. I could watch whatever I want to fucking watch and sit down and just relax.
I bet that was COVID related because I've never, ever had a problem getting a seat. They're usually like thousands of seats in these things.
Really? I found the MGM, it was like reserve only or whatever, and everybody sold out. Then there's another one on Sunday, NFL Sunday again, and that one I don't think that was. I think that was no, that wasn't Flamingo. It was somewhere else we went. No, that was the Bellagio. Went to the Bellagio and bought a Bellagio. They had a big sports betting arena or whatever, and that place is fucking packed. The one cool thing I would say about Vegas is this: for anybody who's planning on going there, you plan on sports betting, you're planning on going there and drinking, get a hotel room and just get as many cases of beer as possible in the hotel room and just walk around town with it. Because first of all, beer prices in Vegas are like a fucking amusement park. Second of all, they do not give any fucks whatsoever if you bring your own beer and just sit down and drink.
Not at all. They don't care.
Yeah.
Well, and the biggest problem too in Vegas, at least from COVID or whenever I've been there, it seems like it's hard to get a drink. Like you have to start a relationship with a waitress that's coming by all the time, and tip her well, and then she'll come back. But outside of that, it's just like, man, all I want is a fucking drink. I'll even pay for it. You're right. Take a 6-pack in and sit down at your machine or whatever, watch your game. That's just so much easier. It's just so fucking hard to get a drink.
Yeah. Yeah, I think last time we went to Vegas, we did a lot of walking, and I don't want to do that much walking again. That's another story. Anyway, we just loaded Janel's backpack up with beer, put it on the Young Buck, and we had beer the entire time.
Beer
basically.
And lots of weed, Mahoney.
Oh,
yes, yeah.
So that's we do that on this podcast.
I want to stick up for real quick. Janel is this kid that we're friends with, and he got his name Janel, giving a lot of anal in high school, so we called him Janel. All right,
giving anal, I like that. Quick story. I don't know if Mahoney's heard this or not, but so we go down to Vegas, right? And we're drinking shit, doing all the normal Vegas shit. But so we go to a dispensary down there, and Janel probably buys a good, what would you say, Cuts, a month's worth of fucking marijuana.
He bought fucking more edibles than anybody could do. Yeah, in a fucking month, let alone 8 of us or whatever.
Yeah, and we told him, it was like, you can't take that on the plane back with you. That's kind of a federal crime there or something. So long story short, we probably left.
Yeah. So we got to the
boxels down there. May they rest in peace.
No, we got to the airport. We just started pounding edibles like they're Girl Scout cookies.
Oh God, I couldn't fly after that. I could not fly after that. I would be like, you get that elevation going, man, you're gonna have a fucking heart attack.
Yeah, I couldn't do that either.
So you guys just flew home without a plane? You got so fucking high?
we walked home. Hey, speaking of, which is kind of trending too, Pat, that chick in the Olympics or whatever that got busted for marijuana. I mean, that kind of is trending all over the fucking place. So what's your guys' thoughts on that?
So first I want to get up there real quick. We did talk about it briefly last week.
Chicken Olympics.
But the update was ESPN came out with an update a day or two ago that she was officially kicked off
chicken the Olympics.
Relay team. So she had her individual event, she got removed, and just recently she got removed from a fucking relay team.
Yeah, I mean,
that's wow.
It's kind of interesting that the track people are coming down on her so hard because she's clearly one of the fastest people in the world. Like, if you're Team USA, don't you want the best person on your relay team?
Yeah,
I think that's a little weird. But I also get
she
probably
is.
It's the Olympic committee that's kind of laying down the laws here, I believe.
Well, here's the thing. She probably is hands down the fastest fucking person in the world because like everyone's putting on Facebook and shit. Marijuana doesn't seem to help anybody compete or focus or do anything. So she's like Usain Bolt on meth, probably sober, but with the weed, it probably holds her back a little bit, I would think.
I mean, Usain Bolt is from Jamaica. They definitely do weed there. And I mean, look at Michael Phelps. You know, he obviously got caught doing a very famous bong rip. But the one thing,
yeah, I'll say
it's like, I get on the one hand, it's like, it's 2021. What the fuck are we doing? But it's also like Usain Bolt and Michael Phelps never got in trouble because they also knew that tests were coming, right? Like it's pretty clear that just don't do this for this amount of time and you won't fucking get in trouble. So I see both sides a little bit.
Yep, rules are rules. The Olympics have some of the strictest rules. Am I right on that, Mahoney? Like when it comes to performance, whatever you call it.
Well,
yeah.
So
they don't fuck around.
Yeah, and you're talking about marijuana, which is still again a Schedule I drug in the United States. You're representing the United States. You're not representing Colorado or Washington or one of these places where it's legal. So this is like she fucking did heroin to them. That's how the law is looking at it. Probably not for long, but for right now.
Yeah, let me point out too that so it's in Tokyo, right, or Japan? That's where the Olympics are. Also, Japan's emperor was scared to death that the coronavirus with all these foreigners coming to that place, because I read an article about that on ESPN. So like I said, they're like on a no tolerance policy right now on anything, it seems like, you know.
All right, some more breaking news, guys. Here, sorry, this
Esteban again.
Esteban has landed here in this room. No, I'm just kidding. Esteban. By the way, guys, I did go out with Dom Bromley on a date. I'm just kidding. Over a month, several weeks ago, me and James T. Tilley. I have another breaking news thing I'm gonna report on here pretty soon. We went out and we went to the actual Red Gate site where that photo was taken. Let me pull that photo up one more time for the audience that has not seen that photo yet. Here,
yes,
there's the photo. If you did listen at home, please look up the Red Gate, Montana. The photo will pop up. Esteban here. So this Dom.
It says pinch for a bigger view. It sounds like my wiener. Sorry, I'm done.
So we did. Can I fucking talk? Yeah. Again, all serious. We actually went to the place up there, hiked up there and everything with Dom Bromley, who knows it, and he's obviously a big Hollywood actor now. So we went up there, shot a video. It got really fucking creepy and stuff. It was really a fucking weird video. Check that out on the YouTube channel tonight. Or if you guys are actually watching this on YouTube tomorrow, which I'm going to air this, check the previous video because it was kind of a creepy ass video. So the breaking news tonight was Tyson Fury. That's to do with fighting. Actually, no, let's skip the Tyson Fury news, Kelly. Let's go to the big breaking news we just saw that you saw. We had a former actor from Pittsburgh in our place and stuff. His name is Tamiki. And he kind of
is he on the show? Is he on the show tonight? Please tell me.
No.
And here comes Tamiki.
He was from Orlando, just so you know.
Yeah, our Orlando. Living in Pittsburgh or whatever. Our cousin Mark Cutler just bumped into in New York City. He's a really cool guy. Then he kind of started talking trash to us on Facebook out of nowhere. What do you feel about him now bumping into our cousin Mark Cutler in New York City after trashing our theater, Kelly?
Well, you know what? I'm a very, very forgiving person, so I don't really give a shit. I just wonder, like, where all that shit came from. So, long story short, again, the terrible Facebook fucking political world that we all hate. I put something out there. It's just like a one sentence thing a few years ago, and it got like 350 fucking comments. I mean, it was just a disaster, a dumpster fire. I should have fucking deleted it. But, I was like, whatever, let it roll. I wasn't really that involved, but I had said something about immigration and Mexicans crossing the border. I literally like made a joke like we'd make on here, and he fucking lost his shit and just went personal, didn't keep critical or anything. And he just said, yeah, you and your little fucking theater there in Deer Lodge and you piece of shits don't do anything community, and why don't you go drink your beer? Well, I got one thing to say to you, Tamiki.
For our audience listeners out there, Kelly's chugging a beer right now. Mahoney, what is your comment on that?
I'm trying to be forgiving as I get older. I'm not quite there yet. So if I would encourage Mark to like keep him talking and like, hey, good to see you, and then Corey to just blindside him with a punch, and just be like, hey, you were tough on Facebook. I just wanted to see how tough you were in real life.
Yeah. Well, and we don't got to get into it too much, but what sucks is you bring these people here, and unfortunately, a lot of these out of towners just turn around and go back, and they're just fucking pieces of shit when they leave after we treat them so well. My dad barbecues for them. We put them up. We take them floating. We take them camping. It's just like, just leave and don't throw the fucking gasoline and match on the bridge. You could just leave and fuck off the rest of your life if you had a bad time. But so many of them just go and talk so much shit after they leave, and it's unnecessary. It's really unnecessary because we tend to like everybody here. We give them a good time. You know how we are. And what's the point of that?
And it goes on back to and even it's continuing today with the Redgate film, and we don't need to go that route again. But it's like we're paying these people too. A lot of them, we're fucking paying them money.
Anybody from out of town is generally a paid resident actor. Generally. And
they're getting housed, and we're cooking meals for them. Back in the day with Tamiki and a lot of these actresses or actors at Bashes, there's a group from Missoula that did this, and we were putting them up, we were paying them, and we're feeding them like almost every fucking day, giving them an opportunity to do acting and theater and get experience and all these different things, which they wouldn't have, obviously, if they had any other options. They'd tell us to go fuck ourselves. I'm just kidding. I mean, you put out all this effort for these people and everything else, and they go on Facebook, and I call it fake book, and they see a post or whatever. It's still going on. We got paid actors from the Redgate film. They boycotted audio and stuff from Redgate because of a fucking post I made about COVID they disagreed with. It's like, it kind of takes you off. And I know Mahomes knows I'm a very forgiving person. I don't hold grudges at all.
Jesus.
I wasn't that involved with the Tamiki situation. He was, you got him from Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh, though, Kelly, right?
That's where he went to college. Yeah, we got him out of actually backstage.com. I think he's the only actor we've pulled off of there. I mean, that's always a source for bringing people in. But yeah, I don't know. I think just the world is fucking different. We've all gone out, you live in Chicago, Seattle, New York, Pittsburgh, anywhere outside of here. And the world's just fucking different. You bring people into this small town, which we all know. We're all used to it. Obviously, we grew up here. We've also left. So I feel like we have a better worldview than some people that have never been. Other people call it. But I think they come in here and it's just like something like, this old Western fucking, they assume it's a racist, homophobic town. And it's like, these people are just down to earth ranchers that probably have sex with their sheep.
So I want to bring this point to Mahomes too, and I'm going to go off a little bit. It's like you say you're closed-minded, you go up to a small little town. Well, I'll tell you what, I've been to fucking Pittsburgh for 2 years. I went all across to Alaska, lived in a village where it is 98 to 99% non-white Native Alaskan, and I've been to places where I'm the absolute biggest minority. I've been to different cultures. I've done different rituals. I've been across the fucking globe. And the only closed-minded people I've really met are these super far left fucking, I don't know what you want to call them. I don't want to name call anybody, but they're just so fucking closed-minded because you don't have the same beliefs as they do. So you must be an asshole, low-level, no intelligence person, which is how they fucking look at you. You have no intelligence. You're low-level, no intelligence, just because you don't have the same political beliefs that they have that are entirely based on their TV set. Mahomes.
I mean, I think it's good for people to do that. Get out and go to a place where you're not the majority, right? It's an eye-opening experience. You get to see what it's like for them a little bit, and it's good. Like, it's just good to expand your horizons. I've been to places where I'm not the majority at all, and it's a little uncomfortable at first, but that's just because it's new. It's not like anyone was treating me shitty or anything. So yeah, just get out, experience things. You're never gonna, if you just keep yourself in the same spot over and over, or you keep the same mindset forever, you're never gonna actually learn shit.
Yeah, and I was add on to that. I was in a place where if you were white, you weren't supposed to go certain places. You couldn't participate in certain events. and I didn't like throw a big ass fucking hissy fit and everything, because I was a member of the community or anything. Because if you can just chill with things and be cool with things and be like, okay, I understand the culture, I understand what's going on, things of that nature. You're gonna be a lot more open-minded to things. But if you try to fight whatever culture it is, whether it's die-hard right wing or die-hard left wing or a super cultural place, not a super non-white place that has certain rules that you have to follow, at the end of the day, if you're just open-minded and respect it and everything and do the best you can, it's not a big deal. It's just so many people on the hardcore left just have no respect whatsoever for the culture outside their political beliefs. Anybody else want to chime in?
I just want to say most people are really sorry, Matt, but most people are really fucking cool. Like most people are really fucking cool, no matter what. Fuck politics, fuck religion, fuck all that shit. They're really, really cool people. I've only ran into a handful of douchebags, literal douchebags, my entire life. I want nothing to do with. But Pat, I just want to say one story that you were saying, like you go places where you can't go in because you're white or whatever. Marissa and I on our honeymoon, we went to Minneapolis, and we're walking down the street after the game. So I've had a few beers, I'm kind of loaded, and we see this bar, this club or whatever, and it's just all black people, all African Americans, and they're having a good time dancing and stuff. I'm like, I'm going in there and I'm gonna have a beer. She goes, no, don't. And I honestly had every intention of going in and just being like, hey, what's up, guys? Like I was at that level, and I really think they would have been like friendly. I think that would have just been a normal thing, because if anybody walks into our theater or into Prison Pizza or wherever we are, they're welcomed with open arms. So I just wonder what the outcome of that would have been. She kind of was freaked out, but she doesn't.
Yeah,
that's the furthest west the furthest west she had ever been before me was like Bozeman. So
I want to add one.
Or east,
yeah.
sorry, east.
I want to add something on that you're saying, Kelly, and why you shouldn't be afraid to do that is HBCs, historically black colleges, they openly let white people into their colleges. There's all kinds of stories on it. You can look it up. Just because they need the funding or whatever, obviously to keep the college going. But there's a lot of places where it might see like historically black college or this race only or whatever. But you have to understand that doesn't necessarily mean that a person that's not black or whatever can attend that place or go into it. Right. So you should be open-minded to say, oh, yeah, they probably would absolutely welcome you in and they'd be cool with it.
I would hope that if somebody of a different race or different sexuality or whatever walked into a place where all of us were at, and people, one guy or whatever, started giving them shit and getting physical and stuff, I'd hope that we would be like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, chill the fuck out, So I think you just apples in the mix and it ruins the whole fucking thing. And that's the story of everything in life.
Yeah. And look at like Marquise is in Deer Lodge, Montana, which is like, God, about not the same as percentages as Alaska, but it's like, I don't know, 90% white, and he goes into bars, and he goes to the bars more than me. And I'm not gonna tell his personal story, whatever. That's up to him. Maybe we'll bring on the show, but he has no problems whatsoever. He just chills out and hangs out or whatever. Anyways, Matt, did you have any comment on this or whatever?
I guess what I was just gonna say, kind of going back to what Mahoney was saying about people that never leave and living in a small town like Deer Lodge. I think that's definitely a thing where you get cabin fever. You stay here long enough without like even crossing the border or doing anything, so you get so I guess involved with the bullshit here without realizing, oh, there's an actual world outside, so I just going off what Mahoney said, yeah, just you need to get out of your own hometown or wherever you live and go visit somewhere. Don't talk about it, just go do it.
I don't add on to that. I've been stuck here for over a year now, and I have extreme cabin fever. But anyways, Mahomes, do you have anything to add on to that?
No, I mean, I think it's just generally be open to people. I went to a religious institution for college, and it's not like they only accepted people of that particular religion. We had all sorts of different religions. We had atheists that went to school there. Like, it doesn't matter. Just like, it's really simple. Just don't be shitty to people, and generally they won't be shitty to you. It's not hard.
All right, we're gonna move this along to the next breaking story here. Tamiki has just kissed our gay cousin Mark on the lips, and they are getting married. What do you think about that, Mahomes?
You know what? It's kind of funny because me, you, and Kelly are kind of like the three steps of forgiveness. Kelly's at the top, I'm in the middle, and you're at the very bottom. So, so I'll say, you know what? As I'm leaning in the middle, I said just blindside him with a punch. But now, you know what? Love is love. Good for them. I'm excited. Excited to have him back out on the float trip again.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Fake news right there.
Yeah,
they did not kiss, and they're not getting
No.
married.
You don't know that, Matt. You don't know that.
we don't
Not
know
yet.
that. We're
You're
just
not out there.
Hey,
you don't know how love is.
You know, life is weird like that. I can see it. Honest to God. You know,
who says it's not going to happen?
that's what I'm saying. Life's
Yeah.
weird like that. Fuck. We might be the fucking groomsmen at their wedding.
Yeah, Mark Cutler already said that it's a small world. He just ran into Tamiki and them in
That's
New York
so
City,
That's
which
so
is
fucking
super
weird.
fucking random. So I nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing fucking surprises me anymore about anything or
That's
anyone.
insane. Yeah, that's insane. That's just insane though. The way cause he was in Florida and then he was in Pittsburgh and then he's in New
And then he
York.
was in Chicago for a while too.
Yeah, that's really I don't even I didn't recognize it in the picture. For the record, they sent that photo here. No, not
You know who I thought it was? I probably shouldn't name drop, but I thought it was Mark's friend from Missoula, that Red Fox, Ramey Red Fox. Does
Oh,
anybody
yeah,
know
yeah.
him?
Uh,
He's
Yeah,
throw
I
parties
know
and
what you're
stuff.
talking about.
Oh yeah,
I'd
he
s-
used to throw parties and shit. And I always joke with Mark that he took me to one of his what did they call him at JB's? What was the term for
Oh,
that?
hosting.
Hosting, yeah.
Host.
yeah.
Oh, and he was hosting.
So I went to a hosted
Hosting.
gay party, and you talk about feeling out of place, but that's
Oh,
why
Jesus.
God invented alcohol. But Ramey Red Fox came up to me, and I was like, "Hey," or Mark said, "This is my cousin." I shook his hand. I always joke it was like shaking a fucking fistful or a handful of feathers. So he almost floated away. But anyways, that's who I thought it was.
all right. So getting off of defending us as not being haters of people, we've all been to gay bars or whatever, where I think most of us have. At one point, it was all a lot of fun. But I want to bump on to holy fuck, San Diego came back. They're down fucking 6 runs now, 8-8, bottom of the 7th.
I told you.
Yeah,
The Nationals,
Great.
man. That's if they had a good bullpen, the Nationals would be a good team.
Now, I took a hot bet too, just so we can kind of keep coming back to this as this podcast goes on. I took a plus 1.5 on San Diego, so I hope I didn't just
Did you?
curse myself. But let's see what happens.
Plus 1.5. You're good.
Oh, you're really fucking solid.
Don't fucking say that, Matt. You weren't here about. I told Mahoney my bet earlier. I took the Royals. The Indians must have hit a fucking home run. I had plus 1.5.
Well, hey,
2-4 in the bottom of the 9th. So they must have hit a fucking home run.
Yeah, they did.
all right. So good news is
I checked it and I was like, you motherfuckers.
Hey,
Kelly,
Mahoney, really quick. How about that? It's like the Mariners held the Yankees to 1 hit today, huh?
Well, yeah, and that's great. And it was a rookie pitcher, and he pitched really well. But 2 days ago, they lost 12-1. So it's not, I don't want
Oh fuck!
Hey, I got to take a piss,
I went
Mahoney,
to
but the
bed.
Mariners fucked me over today.
don't bet against them.
all right. So let's go on. What Kelly's got. I don't think this one really matters. She doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about here. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. The first one ended in a controversial draw. Second one, Tyson Fury kicked Wilder's ass. This was a boxing match that the second one I watched in Alaska on a stream or whatever by myself. This was a match though I was really looking forward to is Fury Wilder 3 because I think Wilder would be a lot more ready for it. It just got postponed after Fury tests positive for COVID-19, which really fucking sucks. What do you think about that?
How long did they give was it like a 2-week or did they postpone it a month so he could get like back in cardio shape?
Here we go. So July 24th in Las Vegas was scheduled. Holy fuck. They're going all the way to October 9th, which I don't blame him for that. I mean, it takes a lot of time to get in shape and shit. So fuck though, you go from July 24th to October 9th. That's pretty long from the original date. So it'll be interesting, right?
I was looking forward to that. I don't buy many boxing pay-per-views, but I was probably by that. I watched the second fight and I couldn't believe Wilder got his ass kicked. It wasn't even close.
Now that's where I say like boxers don't do this a lot, and it just pisses me off. Like, let me die on my shield. There's a card on it wasn't Spike, it was that fucking promo online. They did a bunch of online Bellator events and stuff, and some big ass boxing events. Can't remember the name of the promotion, but you paid like $10 a month or something for it.
Is it like Dazn or whatever the hell?
Yes, Dazn. So Dazn had a fight on there. I don't know if you saw this, and this is why I like MMA. In my opinion, MMA is 1,000 times safer than boxing, because they stop the fights when the guy gets his ass kicked. They had a fight on Dazn. The guy gets getting his ass kicked, and he gets fucking drilled. His fucking eyes roll back in his skull. He falls down, and then he goes unconscious. And he dies in the hospital like later that night. Do you remember that fight?
I don't. I remember the guy dying. I don't think I even saw highlights of it, but I remember what you're talking about.
It's on YouTube. It's really fucking brutal. It's just like, God, that fucking sucks. Like that's why I don't like box still, because like MMA, you'll hear about someone dying if it's like a purely unsanctioned event in like fucking Brazil or something. Boxing, it could be like a fucking main card event or something, and the guy gets hit so many times in the head he just fucking dies in the hospital afterwards.
Yeah. That's why UFC, like, their refs aren't great, but they know when to stop a fight typically. Boxing refs are just like, oh, you're still standing.
Yeah. That's why I got pissed at Wilder saying I want to stay on my shield over. But like, a Fury's beating the fucking shit on a Wilder. He was just teeing off. I was like, yeah, that was a good stoppage.
No, I mean, yeah, like, he couldn't defend himself. He was just a punching bag up there. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what killed the UFC for me was fucking Anderson Silva breaking his leg, kicking that guy.
That was
fucking
gross.
Did it for me. I just watched it, and I watched every replay, and I couldn't sleep and everything. And then I finally start getting back into it with Pat and the Boycott King.
Oh, you were there? You were there for that?
I saw that. I was just watching it on whatever in North Dakota at a Hooters, and that's not even a joke.
no, I'm talking about the one that just happened a couple months ago.
Oh yes. So I showed up to that one.
Wasn't it Weidman?
It was. It was Weidman.
Wasn't it against the same guy? Yeah.
It's the guy who, Anderson Silva broke his leg against Chris Weidman, and then Weidman did the same thing.
He got
years
checked.
later.
Yeah, so I was laughing not laughing, actually. I was horrified, but I was just like, Jesus, I'm just starting to get more, into this sport and everything. And then the same fucking thing happens to come back and haunt me. I can't do it, man. I don't like that shit. That bothers me.
That's a sign from above, man. It's just not your sport.
And when somebody comes on, in the NFL, breaks legs, what happens, and all you guys are like, you gotta watch this. I can't fucking watch it. I can't do it. It hurts too bad.
That's Jim Tilley. Jim Tilley's always like the guy who, you gotta watch this video. It's usually something you regret for months.
This guy gets his head chopped off.
This guy's fucking a chicken.
No shit.
This guy's fucking a chicken. Oh god.
Don't bring that shit up.
He showed us that video.
That's an actual thing.
He showed us a video.
Yes,
we're down in Wendover.
Oh fuck that.
No, that was Feldy. That was That was actually Feldy.
Well, Tilly's got terrible shit too, but he goes,
yeah,
just put it in your face. Like, look at this. My friend sent to me. I'm like, dude, I don't want to fucking see that shit. I know people are terrible. He's like, oh, I didn't show it. It's just my friend sent to me. I'm like, well, don't fucking watch it.
God, I knew there was a lot of fucked up shit. I didn't know that was like a real thing. It's
terrible.
Shit. I shouldn't be surprised.
Gordy showed me one. Gordy, who I'm not going to explain who that guy is. He showed me one that was so bad about. I'm not going to go into that. It was a guy's thingy, and doesn't matter. Matt, you're on 2 fucking cameras right now. I guess I'll mute one of them. Matt, which one are you going to be on?
Like that.
Oh, no, he's back in that one. All right, so I want to get back to the main events discussion here. UFC 264. We talked about Sean O'Malley. We talked about Vegas betting. So let's just kind of think about bets here and stuff.
Hey Pat, really quick, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're.
Oh yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, hey, I was going off Kaya's phone. I finally got my computer to work. So give me like 2 minutes.
Hey, no problem. We'll
Hey, chat away, boys. Chat away.
I mean, hey, if you just got it working, why are you leaving?
Hey, Kelly, let's talk about some bets just for this first fucking fight. Sean O'Malley, huge favorite against the guy, Chris, whatever his last name is, not going to do it anymore. Akuna Matata.
Now, the guy's fighting. He's like they were joking about him being the Sean O'Malley off of Wish.com. Is that the same guy with the pink hair and everything?
What? I don't even know this guy. The guy doesn't have a fucking photo, so I don't even know what he looks like.
Oh, okay. Well, I just saw something that someone shared about Sean O'Malley, and then Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley's got like the fucking crazy hair and tattoos and shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they said his opponent was the Sean O'Malley off of Wish.com with pink hair or something. Maybe it's not the same fight.
Let's go through. It probably is.
Funny.
I just haven't.
Funny joke either way.
Let's go through the odds. So Kelly, Sean O'Malley money line. Sean O'Malley -900. Chris, Mutino, plus 55.50. For me personally, I would not even touch that money line bet. It's not worth it to take -900 on anybody, even Sean O'Malley, and plus 55.50. Fuck, I guess the guy's never fought in the UFC. I probably wouldn't take that. What do you guys think?
That's an untouchable bet to me as well.
I'll tell you, yeah, and this is why it's untouchable, because it's either going to go exactly what -900 means and Sean O'Malley knocks this motherfucker out in 15 seconds, or it's going to go the distance because that's how some of this shit works, especially in the NFL.
All right, so Kelly, that's the next bet I'm going to go with. Method of victory. Sean O'Malley wins by it goes the distance. Sean O'Malley wins by a 3-round decision. So the whole fight goes the distance. You know what the odds are on that?
Probably pretty high, right?
Plus 500. It goes the distance.
Yeah.
What's
I wouldn't
the
heart-
take it.
Yeah, I'm saying first round knockout, and I'm sticking by that.
I don't know. These are weird fights. So a guy comes in. The one thing to look at with Sean O'Malley in these UFC fights, Mahomes, who watches plenty of fights, knows this. Sometimes when you get a guy, what's the fuck so funny about that?
It's just always Mahomes.
Sometimes when you get like a fighter on late notice or whatever, the big favorite can struggle for a while.
Yeah, because you don't have any video. You train for a totally different fighter. So that's the.
Speaking of video, I like how Matt's joining us from the 1980s over
I
here.
know. Matt's got that camera. You know how like when they film videos that are supposed to be in Mexico, like movies in Mexico, they have that shitty like orange filter. That's the camera he's got working.
Someone snuck a camera into Matt's fucking office to film this.
It'd be weird as fuck if Grazier popped up in this window. We're 2 stories up.
Especially if his head was in your crotch.
It honestly kind of looks like
damn
those early 2000s hostage videos when they would take Americans hostage in the Middle East. It looks like someone's like holding up a sign above your camera that you're supposed to read.
Well, fuck.
They are treating me well.
Well, let me ask you, because I just got Kaya's laptop working. I reset the whole fucking thing right as we were sitting there. I was using her phone. So her light on her camera just must be glaring because like it's just a little fucking pea light to me, but my screen looks like I'm lighting it up.
We're just giving you shit, but it is funny. But I don't know. Pat, back to sports betting. I will say there for me, there's always, I mean, this sounds like, sports betting 101, but there's always 2 ways to bet it. Do you go with the crazy fucking good odds or do you go with the crazy shitty odds and hope to pull out? I mean, I don't ever think that it's worth $1,000 to win $100, the -900 or whatever. I never think that that's worth putting out there for almost anything.
No, it's not.
But a plus 500, if you got $25 laying around or $50 laying around, why the fuck not try something crazy like that?
So yeah, and I don't. Sorry, not
has O'Malley ever gone the distance in any of his fights? That's probably why it's so hard. I don't think he's.
Yeah, good question. Yeah.
Wait, let's go. Sorry, let me.
I don't know that he's ever made it out of the second round.
Son of a. I'm on UFC.com, so of course. By the way, my biggest complaint about UFC is their website. Like, I can go on SureDog. SureDog is the best site. I go on SureDog.com. That's where I always go for fucking fight records. I could pull up their fight records like instantly. Go on fucking ESPN or fucking UFC.com. You can't pull up shit. So let's just look at this really quick. I'll give you the answer. Yes, he had a decision back in 2018 against Andre. I can't pronounce the last name. Yes, O'Malley has had 1, 2, 3. I mean, the decision's not out of the question. So he's
Okay,
had 3
so
so I think let's just move on. Quick wrap this betting section for O'Malley is I think win by 3-round decision O'Malley plus 500. I think that was a really good value. That's a really good value odd bet. Not gonna say it's gonna happen, but that's a lot of good value to think that a guy he doesn't know about getting days in advance that it could go the distance. I think that's not a bad bet.
And is that the title fight?
No, that's the first.
No.
is that the second? Is that
First,
the
second
opening fight of the pay-per-view.
opening fight of the holy fucking shit?
So let's go next.
Pat, really
Greg?
quick, I would take that bet just because it's the he doesn't know a lot about his opponent. You said I would take that bet because sometimes you get these squirrely little motherfuckers, and I've learned this from wrestling in high school. There's this kid from Billings, Matt. You watched this Billings, one of those West, and
Yeah.
or Billings Skyview. Sorry,
Or I think it's senior actually.
okay, I'm fucking up, but
Actually,
He-
I don't know.
he was literally like this toothpick, 6'3", nerdy looking motherfucker, and he was going against Nate Kalistad from Belgrade, who was just a stud, on the football field and everything. And this nerdy little toothpick, he cleaned house. Nobody could do anything. He was just like Gumby, wrapped his arms, everything around his opponents, and nobody fucking competed with him. I think he won state. But anyways, that's my point with fights like this. They give you these crazy odds. Well, take the fucking crazy odds because you don't know shit. If O'Malley knocks him out in the first 3 seconds, it is what it is. But if they go a round, well, your odds are looking a lot fucking better.
Yeah, I don't think it's bet odds at all. I'm going to the next bet here really quick. The next bet is round betting. So by round, so you got Sean O'Malley round 1, round 2, round 3. Sean O'Malley round 1's -110. Sean O'Malley round 2, Kelly. Just Sean O'Malley finishing the fucking fight in round 2 is plus 300.
Shit, that's pretty good.
What do you mean?
Really good.
Knocking him out before the end of
Just finished before,
Yeah.
before the end of round,
Ending the fight, yeah.
ending the
Stoppage
fight
of
in
the round.
round 2. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking good.
That's a good bet. That's a good bet.
I wish there was live betting again because if this guy that he's fighting goes for even a few minutes or a round, it might
Yeah,
go the
well-
distance, man.
I know. I like plus 500. I like plus 300. But imagine if you have $25, you split that up between plus 300 plus 500. You're making money if one of those fucking things hits.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
just
that's a good bet.
just
Yeah.
imagine what I don't know anything about the guy he's fighting, but let's say O'Malley's not really a grappler. He's more of a brawler. Like, let's
Yeah.
say this guy he gets is like some sort of college wrestler. He could wrestle fuck him for a whole round. Now you're into round 2, and then he learns his lesson and fucking knocks him out in the second round. Like I love that bet.
Another time, it's like there's guys that will look and say, okay, this guy's a knockout artist or whatever. I'm just going to play it safe, defend myself, and just try to fucking grapple the entire fight. And they can, O'Malley's got a really well-rounded game. I'll say that. He's obviously clearly much more of a knockout king. But if you're going in there as an unknown guy, they don't know how a lot of film on him. He's prepared for somebody totally different. I'm going in there if I'm this dude and saying, I'm going to fucking try to grapple. I'm going to try to make it a long fight, defend myself. I doubt this guy is going to go in there fucking trying to swing for the fences.
No,
Highly
that's not a
doubt
good
it.
strategy.
Yeah.
At all.
So the guy's basically going in there not to get knocked out, prolong the fight.
Yeah.
For
Is that what
sure.
you're saying? Yeah, because like I said, one fuck up and O'Malley will smack you and you're out. You know what I'm saying? You miss one shot and you're done.
There you go. Kelly, some really good odds here. I'll go my favorite out of this round and method of victory. Sean O'Malley by TKO/KO stoppage round 2 plus 375. I like that pick a lot. And know it's crazy. They don't see this fight going past the first round, but yet Sean O'Malley by TKO or KO stoppage, which he can't do a submission, but he doesn't really do submissions. Sean O'Malley by TKO or KO stoppage in the round 1 is plus 115. That's a really good value bet also. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, now, and I don't always know the lingo. I always have to ask about UFC, but TKO means Sean O'Malley knocks him out before the second round is over, and you get those odds.
TKO or KO.
Technical knockout or knockout.
Because a TKO could be like he hit him really hard, and then you've seen those fights where he like knocks him on the ground, and then he just jumps on him, and the ref knocks the guy off. So that's a TKO.
The ref stops it. A KO is he knocks him out clean, and then the fight's over basically. A TKO is more like he's punching him. The guy's still conscious, and the ref just stops it. So that's
it's like the fucking stock market, man. Vegas shows their hand all the time, and this is why I love Major League Baseball, because everybody's jerking off over the fucking Yankees beating the Mariners today, for instance, or whatever, and then the Mariners go and blow them out. So Vegas always shows its hand if you can learn how to read it, which is the hardest part. But if they're giving you crazy fucking odds, sometimes those odds are legitimate, but what I found is most of the time they're fucking not. Most of the time Cleveland's going to keep it within 14 points, with the Patriots.
Yeah. So just an update there, Kelly, on your sports bets. Shit, we got a strikeout here. It's San Diego, bottom of 8th, Washington 8-8. We can go to some live cuts of Washington at the bat here, folks, as we can go to the live screenshot of that if you guys want to here.
We got a guy on first too, so that's in our favor right there.
Yeah. Anyways, Kelly has +1.5 for San Diego, looking pretty good right now. And maybe we'll go to Washington's live at bat, see what happens here. We have live commentary on that. It'd be kind of fun. Anyways, total rounds over 1.5 +145. Under 1.5 rounds is kind of a tipping point for Vegas. Under 1.5 rounds is -185. So
okay, we got 2 outs in that Padres game now.
God, are you just here to fucking ruin my night, Matt?
Yeah, I got it right over there.
Hey Kelly,
I got it now too.
Pat, just out of curiosity, do they have like 1 round TKO stoppage by the underdog? Like, what are the odds on that?
Oh yes, you want to hear 1 round TKO stoppage by Chris, whatever his name
Zawada?
is.
Let me guess. Let me guess. +2,300.
Jesus, you're so fucking close. +2,800.
Wow. Hey, Mahoney, I should work in Vegas, motherfucker.
Hey, is he a grappler? I think if he's a grappler, I don't think he is, because this pretty much answers a question. Chris by submission is +3,500. So clearly he's not a grappler. Round one. So yeah, that's the insanity of those odds.
Yeah, well, how are we sitting on the who's Hardy fighting? Have we talked about the Greg Hardy fight?
Yeah. Let's get off the betting here for a little bit. We can go all night on the fucking betting.
Yeah, so let's talk about who's Greg Hardy fighting, because that's a very polarizing name across the sports.
Again, UFC.com fucking sucks.
And just to fill in the crowds, because who fucking knows anything about sports betting out there? We don't know with our listeners, but the bigger the plus size number, that is the less likely that thing is going to happen. The bigger the negative size number, that's more likely it's going to happen. Just out there.
Yeah. So it's a +2,800. It's almost no chance whatsoever.
I'd still take that bet.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean, you can lay out a bunch of bets there and see. Hopefully, one hits. So Greg Hardy is fighting Tai Tuivasa, and I love this guy. Tai Tuivasa, Bam. This guy's a legit Australian striker. The guy's tougher than fuck.
Really quick, is that undercard or is that main card?
This is main card. This is the
main card. So this is gonna be a fucking loaded card then.
Yeah, this is loaded
with all the fuck yeah.
I'm telling you, this guy Tai is really fucking good.
Okay.
Mahomes?
I can't think of anyone that would root for Greg Hardy to win in a fight. I mean, he is just garbage as a person. I can't, like, everyone knows his story about like abusing that woman and throwing her on a stack again. Like, it's that guy's just a human pile of shit. So I hope he loses every fight he's in.
I mean, that on the Mahomes point, he pretty much left the NFL because they're cracking down on wife abusers and women abusers. That's pretty much why he left the NFL, right?
Oh yeah. No, not pretty much. Like, even even the Dallas Cowboys were like, shit, we can't keep this guy on the team. And that's when you know you fucked up. When the Dallas Cowboys are like, ooh, this guy's not good.
Because the guy clearly had the talent to compete. And then
correct me if I'm wrong, but Greg Hardy, his first UFC fight, or one of his first, a few years ago, he lost the fight for cheating or doing some illegal move. Or
illegal knee to the head. Yeah.
He has 2 fucking ones like that. 2 losses like that.
Oh,
the one we saw a couple years ago, and there's one not too long ago where like, what the fuck is he thinking? Like, that's not legal.
Because I actually watched that UFC fight with my dad, wherever the fuck we were.
We were in Deer Lodge watching it. Yeah.
You were there too?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was like,
I've been here for longer than you think.
No, I'm talking about Greg Hardy's first fight. Wasn't it like 5 years ago?
I was on Chris's break or summer break or something.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you a story though. It's pretty simple. So in the UFC, for people that don't know, if you're on like your knee, if you're on like one knee, you can't knee the guy in the head. The only way in the UFC that's legal to knee a guy in the head if you're both on both feet. So this guy wasn't on one knee; he was on 2 fucking knees.
Yeah.
And Greg Hardy out of nowhere does a flying fucking knee to his fucking head.
But in his defense, he kind of lost his mind. He saw his wife sitting there, so that's why he did that.
I was thinking that. Yeah.
He's just such a pile of shit, man. I hope, like, it's the one thing that could bring this country together is watching Greg Hardy get knocked out stiff for like 15 fucking minutes, just laying there like this. Like, that would bring the whole world together.
I like Tai Tuivasa big in this fight, honestly. Odds are good. You know what the odds are for this? Odds are really fucking good. So the odds right now, it depends where you bet. Greg Hardy is plus 115, which I think is a terrible bet. Tai Tuivasa is only negative 140, which I think this is a lopsided bet. I think Tai Tuivasa is going to kick his ass.
When are these fights going down, by the way?
Saturday night.
Saturday night in Las Vegas.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Wow.
But you'll be doing Guys and Dolls rehearsal again, so.
Actually, Mahoney, it's going to be funny. We're going to be at the Quest in Spokane. We're going to go see Jeff Dunham that night.
Oh, that's right.
That'll be a fun fucking night with the fights. If the fights are, that's West Coast, right? If the fights are later on.
Yeah, they. I can tell you because I've been at the Quest trying to watch a pay-per-view. Good fucking luck trying to find them at that place.
Yeah, we should.
So let's move on here. Let's move on because we got to talk about Conor versus Poirier. But let's talk about really quick. Stephen Thompson versus Gilbert Burns is a really good fucking matchup. Thompson has been a historical great fighter in the UFC. He's been one of their very lengthy, very athletic, lengthy. Gilbert Burns is more of a little bit of a wrestler, inside striker, tough guy. You know these guys, Mahons? What do you think? What do you like here?
Yeah. I mean, the guy I like is Thompson. I don't like dislike Gilbert Burns, but like if I was like, hey, who am I rooting for in the fight? It's not Gilbert Burns.
Yeah.
It's an interesting matchup stylistically. I think Thompson will be able to, like, he's got the, like you said, he's this kind of gangly long guy. I think he'll be able to keep the distance, but if Burns gets him like in his grasp, I think he's kind of fucked.
So again, with Burns, I didn't think it was that good. He lost to Dan Hooker in 2018, and then he won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 consecutive fights. It's pretty impressive, although none of them were against great fighters until the end.
I mean,
he finally beat Tyler. Yeah.
Like a loss to Dan Hooker is not like, it's not a bad loss. He's a good fighter.
Yeah. So I mean, he ended up beating Tyron Woodley, who was a really good fighter. He held the belt for a little while, but Tyron Woodley it was May 30th, 2020, where he was kind of towards the end of his run of it. So I'm not going to bash Gilbert Burns' record at all. And then he got TKO'd by Kamaru Usman, who I think is just a fucking fantastic fighter. I don't think Conor McGregor could go up Usman any time of the week, and Usman's going to beat the fuck out of him, in my opinion. Let's look at Stephen Thompson really quick here.
Hey Pat, really quick, when did that Hooker beat up Eric Byrne in Deer Lodge at the Montana?
Say-
2018 at the Montana bar.
And say, hey Pat, you also look really quick. Mark Melanson is closing for the Padres right now.
Is he?
Yeah, he is. He's got one out.
All right, here. Let's go through this last little part for Thompson real quick. They'll go over that game. Thompson had a
All
draw versus Woodley, then a loss to Woodley. That's like 2016, 2017 Woodley. And then he beat Jorge Masvidal, right? And Masvidal went on a big run after that fucking fight. Lost to Darren Till, and Darren Till was hot. Lost to Pettis, which does not look very good. And then beat Vincente Luke and Geoff Neal. So, I mean, Thompson, fuck, as good as he looks, he's had some questionable fights there. Very questionable fights there. But anyways, let's go to the odds here really quick. You got Thompson at Thompson negative 170, Gilbert Burns at plus 140. The value is probably going to be on Gilbert Burns with the plus 140 because I think this is really kind of a toss-up fight. Yeah, I'm personally rooting for Stephen Thompson in this one. What do you think, Mahomes?
Yeah, that's who I'm rooting for. It's like I said, if he gets caught in the grasp, I think he's in big trouble. But I think if he can use his length and keep him out at keep him away from taking him to the ground, I think he's got a good chance. I mean, like I said, that's who I'm rooting for. There's not one I'd be like outside of, well, I think Sean O'Malley and the dude who's fighting Greg Hardy.
Yeah.
Those are the only two fights that I am a big rooting interest for. The other fights, I wouldn't be like super disappointed either way.
No, Greg Hardy too. Also gonna be a good one. I like
the news flash there, dude.
I know. Well, we can still talk.
I already know there's an out, but
hey, Kelly. All right, let's. There's an out here. Kelly, turn off your phone. Let's not ruin the audience here. This is Kelly's bet here. There's an out coming up. Wait, is that out already? No, wait. There's an out. Wait, the out's on the board, isn't it?
That's yep, you're right. It is.
They got one out. They got one out.
You guys are. If you're looking to get sued by the MLB, you are.
Hey, we're live looking, guys. Here on the.
It's an audio production, my friend.
So it'll have to be audio only. I'm dead fucking serious.
Okay. Well,
you could do a little preview.
No.
No.
Isn't there like an experimental and educational purpose?
This is educational purposes, you guys. We're talking about sports betting educational purposes here. Kelly's plus 1.5 on Sandy.
Yeah, we're trying to teach people how to sports bet live in Vegas. So as you're sitting here,
2 outs there. Hey,
out. Yes, we're trying to fucking teach people here.
Hey, audio can't get sued because guess what? They're not able to watch this one. All right, so we got. I would say 8-8 audio wise. 8-8 guys watching 8-8. Kelly has plus 1.5 for San Diego. It's 8-8 in the what is this? Fucking top of the ninth.
Top of the ninth. Yeah.
Top of the ninth. 8-8. Mark Melanson pitching, and here comes Juan Soto.
Oh fuck, he's having himself a year or two, isn't he?
He's having himself a fucking game. Shit, Kelly, this ain't even fucking over. You can't even win this bet right now. Why are we watching this?
I fucking haven't won, you son of a bitch.
No, think of the extra innings. You're fucked.
And ladies and gentlemen, fun fact: Juan Soto will be facing off against Shohei Ohtani in the home run derby.
Well, once again, knock on wood, but I mean, I already lost a completely fucking terrible bad beat earlier today. So, is that going to happen? I'll put it on my phone over here.
Put it on your phone because I could just go on for a while. I forgot it was 8-8
in the corner.
Yeah, it's 8-8. It's 8-8. They're tied again. Kelly's plus 1.5 for educational purposes, plus 1.5 San Diego. So if Washington was to score 2 runs right now or 2 runs next innings and they lose 10-8, Kelly would lose that bet, but he's okay right now.
Probably shouldn't have announced that.
YouTube.
Oops, let me turn down my volume here.
Fuck.
All right, here we go.
We're having a good time. Hey, speaking of, you guys are all talking about statistics and shit on this episode. I was thinking a good special guest for the future. No shit, but Cody Furman, I think, would be really fucking fun to bring on here if he'll do it.
Yeah. No, we could talk.
Yeah, why wouldn't
stats all day. I can.
Why wouldn't I mean, he hasn't.
I can think of one reason why he wouldn't, because he was supposed to be in Kelly's wedding and didn't do that. So there's one good reason.
So Mahoney,
he likes Bengals stats better than my wedding.
Exactly. So Mahoney, quick question: I invited him to my wedding. Is he coming?
Not a chance.
Oh shit! Even next year, huh?
No, yeah, like he was supposed to be in the wedding. Like if he was gonna come to either one of them, he'd have come to that one.
And he
for
didn't
sure.
he didn't even tell Kelly he wasn't going to be in.
Well, he did, but I had to call him. Well, actually, maybe he messaged me. I don't know. Yeah. It's not how a normal human being would decline being in your wedding.
All right, let's move on to the key main event here: Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. It's crazy because McGregor was not a huge favorite in the first one. He was a decent favorite in the first one. Now we got McGregor at even and Poirier at -120. And which way do you see this one going, guys? This is the trilogy. So recap for the fans out there: the first fight between McGregor and Poirier. McGregor is up and coming. At that time, Poirier wasn't even a gatekeeper at the time. The first fight, he was a good fighter, but he was not that good. He had one or two main events, maybe only one main event until this one. And McGregor kind of stepped in, KO'd him. They made a huge giant deal of it, but Poirier was not that good. He hung around for a little bit with McGregor in that fight, a little bit in that first one, if you remember. He hung around for a little while, had some damage, and then McGregor KO'd him. Second fight, as most people remember, he just scouted McGregor out. He really fucking connected with McGregor's knee a lot, and
hammered the front leg. Yeah,
he hammered that fucking front leg a bunch. And McGregor was honestly couldn't fucking strike. And then after McGregor's leg was fucked up, that was kind of the end of the fight. Another piece after that, McGregor has been on this bizarre layoff for a long time, so he admitted he was rusty and stuff like that. So, and McGregor had beaten Cowboy Cerrone earlier. Cowboy is pretty much a shadow of himself at this point. But anyways, what do you think about this fight, Mahomes?
I mean, I think it'll be really interesting. I think if McGregor loses, it's probably the end of his career, maybe. I mean, he's made a shit ton of money. He was the highest paid athlete in the world last year, partially because he sold his stake in Proper 12 whiskey, which is he made $180 million last year.
Holy
like he doesn't need money. And it's been interesting. He said a few years ago, like he wants to get rich and get out because he doesn't want to be like Muhammad Ali, get punch drunk in your old age. And then he just said a couple days ago, leading up to the fight, he's going to fight till he's in his grave. And I think that's probably just a guy, big testosterone. I think he's made his money. He wants to, defend his honor after that leg thing he even said he was focusing. He was trying to box Manny Pacquiao, which would not work out.
Monty Lambert.
He was trying to box Monty, the mascot from the Grizzlies.
This should be known as the name drop episode.
Yeah. Hey, so quick score update. So Pat, Pittsburgh's own Josh Bell, just lined out. Great catch by the second baseman. So you're going to the bottom of the ninth.
That was 100% that was 100% putting a guy on third. I mean, that was a good fucking catch.
Oh, 8-8 catch. 8-8 Padres Nationals going to the bottom of the ninth. Kelly's +1.5. San Diego.
Hey, I like how this podcast has just become us watching a game and talking about it.
I mean, that's what gets asses in seats. Hey, you guys want to listen to guys drink beer, talk about gambling, and then also watch a game? But no, you don't get to watch it. You get to listen to them watching it.
Yeah, exactly. I want to do a counterpoint to
yeah, exactly.
And the only other thing I think potentially if Poirier wins, I think he might be done because then both of them are going to make a shit ton of money. I think Poirier made the most he's ever made in the last fight, and then he'll make a bunch this. I think he might kind of like ride off into the sunset if he wins. So I think it's potentially like whoever wins. If Poirier wins, I think both their careers are done.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'm going to say. Just like with Muhammad Ali, I mean, Muhammad Ali, he didn't make as much money as McGregor in technical terms, but Muhammad Ali at some point could have retired, lived out his life, had plenty of money, did whatever with it. My thing is like when you dedicate yourself so much to the fight game or sport or whatever, and you're that obsessed with it, I just think it's really fucking hard to just walk away out of that spotlight, especially if someone like McGregor's been in the spotlight forever, where it's like if he were to leave, not saying he could be an analyst on ESPN or whatever he wants to be. I mean, he could do that. I mean, but he knows that that's not the fucking game. That's boring as fuck. I think a competitive guy like McGregor, and I'm not saying he's not going to retire if he gets his ass kicked, because I mean, there's certainly other things. But if McGregor loses to Poirier, I'd say, shoot, I don't have a prediction off the top of my head. I do not at all. But I would say 100% he would do at least another couple fights. But I don't know what those fights. It might be a boxing fight. It might be something bizarre like that. But I think a guy like McGregor knows when you get obsessed with being in the spotlight and being out there and everything else and doing your fight thing, I think you want to milk that until you're almost dead. Not dead, but I think it's like an addiction. I would say. I think it's like a fucking addiction where it's like you just love it so much, but the money doesn't even fucking matter at some point. That's just my thoughts.
I mean, you're not wrong. Like when you get so famous, you're just kind of like you can't even function normally without being famous, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a good point. I mean, we'll see. It'll be really interesting. I think the interesting thing is if he wins, who the fuck is his next fight? Because he's he's the biggest draw in the UFC. I mean, it's not even fucking close. So he's going to demand somebody big.
And as the weight classes though is a big thing too, because fuck, he can pick like fucking 3 different weight classes he wants to fight out of. So like it's like the Eddie Alvarez fight. He picked the easiest possible fight because Eddie Alvarez, in my opinion, from Bellator, got his ass kicked there leaving Bellator. Eddie Alvarez, to me, got lucky, got a shitty version of Dos Anjos, won the title fight, and he wasn't really that good of a fighter. So McGregor knew that, picked the easiest fighter on the scale he could go up to, beat the shit out of Alvarez. And I think, who is what is he at? What's this fight at? 135?
I'm not sure what the weight is on this one.
Actually, that might be the O'Malley fight.
So do you think America then would probably be pushing for McGregor just because he's got such a good story going into this? If you've never read a story, it's a pretty good story.
1,000%.
I think I think most people are rooting for him. The thing about Poirier's not like a bad dude either. Like they're both
exactly.
They're both like good people. Poirier's just not as famous, even after beating McGregor last time. He's got the personality that's everyone. His story's crazy and he's got this big fucking flamboyant personality. And that's what puts asses in seats. He knows what he's doing. And it sounds, based on the silence, there must be something going on in this game.
Here, so I'm just
guy second one out. But no, just to go off what Mahoney was saying, McGregor is a big fucking name. If you ask the random Joe, do you know who Conor McGregor is, or do you know who Dustin Poirier is? Chances are it's going to be McGregor. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say McGregor's got to be like the fucking Floyd Mayweather or something of fighting, because it seems like he's fighting every other month. That guy's got to be fucking as you said, he is making bank apparently.
Well, and he's probably done more for the popularity of USC than anybody else, just because his personality, like that. Look at their pay-per-view draws, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like even back in the day, like the Tito Ortiz and
Brock Lesnar
and Chuck Liddell, or even Anderson Silva in his heyday, who was one of the best fighters of all time. They never got the same pay-per-view numbers, not even close.
Well, he's a promotion king. He's brilliant at promotion. Fucking marketing promotion.
Sure.
So here's the deal. I'm gonna break down what McGregor could do next. If let's just pretend McGregor wins. Say McGregor, who is ranked currently 5th out of the lightweight division, say he beats Dustin Poirier. So the lightweight division champion is Charles Oliveira, who's a very good fighter, very good guy, very good fighter. He could face Charles Oliveira, or he could go down and face Kamaru Usman, very fucking tough fighter. Or this is where it gets crazy. Who he kicked the shit out of back when he wasn't that great, Max Holloway. Max Holloway's in the featherweight division, and he could have Alexander Volkanovski versus McGregor too. So you got Volkanovski, Oliveira, or Usman, and I haven't read it. What Waite's thinking, but out of all those guys, there's one guy I would never fight if I'm McGregor, and that's fucking Usman. I would not touch that fight.
I wouldn't want any part of that.
No.
If I was him, I'd fight any of those other guys you mentioned, but him.
Yeah, Usman's fucking good. He's really fucking good. But
Yeah. And McGregor, like you guys said earlier, he's got such a good backstory about perseverance and integrity and stuff like that, which you talk about on this podcast a lot. But you've heard the stories of him coming out of fucking trailer and shit, and his girlfriend or his wife is just like, yeah, go do it, go live your dreams. I mean, that should be testament to everybody out there. Dude, go live your fucking dreams, and hopefully your spouse and your friends and your family support you. Because I mean, look at what this little fucking Irishman's done in his UFC career.
I just hope. Is it time to circle the wagons yet?
Yeah, I think we should circle wagons. And I just like to say, McGregor's done such a good job. And I hope that, one day he can hit the heights of the Prison City podcast.
Honestly, can you imagine how much more famous he would be if he came on this podcast?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don Bromley. I mean, fucking all these guys are taking off. We put Conor McGregor on here. He'll be fucking the emperor of the world.
Hey, if you guys, I would like to do this more often. Maybe become a regular. I
don't know. You were a little bit late today, sweetie.
I got it figured out now.
Yes, you do. You have your hostage camera going, so we'd love to have you.
All right, guys. Before we do this, let's just go. Just a second here. The fuck am I clicking on? We're gonna finish this thing out here, guys. You want to finish this thing out, or are we gonna finish this thing out? What do you want to do?
Are you clicking out of shit? Like
What
mom came in?
Like what? Yeah. What are you? What are you doing? Looking good, man.
All right, guys. We're gonna finish this thing out here.
I'm up 7 pounds since buzzards.
And so I really.
Shit! Here we go.
Basic Kelly, you win.
I really am encouraging you strongly and seriously to not post what you're posting on YouTube, because they will find it. I'm not joking.
Well, then
you might think here comes Mahoney. No, they'll fucking find it. They always do.
Here's the deal. Again, I like to say this is for educational purposes. If
Kelly, they don't give a fuck.
Here we go. Base hit, Kelly, you win.
Look at all them kids out there having fun.
For our
it's all about the fun of the youth sports, Mahoney.
Our audio people out there.
I want to make sure that I announce that I very much formally denounce sharing this screen and have encouraged them to delete this.
All right, it's only 1 minute or two. I don't think God's gonna roll over in his fucking grave. All right, here we go.
You're gonna be sorely fucking mistaken if you post this on YouTube. I promise.
All right, folks. For the audio people out there, we got a 3-2 count. Bottom of 9th, 8-8. Washington, San Diego. Kelly has plus 1.5 on San Diego. He just needs one little hit here, and he wins his bet. Let's go to the full audio from MLB. That's no problem, right? All right, we're just going to announce their audio version. Here we go. 3-2 pitch. Padres, who's up here? Grisham? I don't know.
Oh, and that's it. No, it's over.
Oh! Base hit! Padres win. Matt Sport looks he's way ahead of everybody. Oh, my gosh. Let's just go to the post-game show. And Kelly wins his bet, folks. And
go to that Mariner game. Let's start that from the beginning.
The Mariners played an afternoon game today and beat the Yankees.
Hey,
I feel sorry for anybody who bet against them.
If we actually get sued, what are they going to take from us? Our fucking boycott Pat Cutler t-shirts?
I can't tell you how much I would encourage you to not post that. I think I'll say it and I'll say it again and oh yeah, here goes Mark. No, fucking don't.
Hey, if you had a choice, either post that or your hoedowns in the hot tub during my bachelor party. Which one would you choose?
Not the hoedowns. For sure.
Oh, God.
Oh, Pat, I got some major sweat ass going on. We should probably wrap this up.
Yeah, it's getting swampy in here for sure.
It's hot as two fucking rats fucking in a wool sock.
Hey, what the fuck are you eating, dude?
Oh, sorry.
No, our host can't wrap the show up because he's eating beef and cheddars from Arby's that are 3 days old.
Hey, by the way, Mahoney, I tell everyone that story how that one random night at Junior Buzzards, you brought out that cold, stale prison pizza, and it tastes amazing up there.
It was like an angel's kiss.
Oh, it was.
That was a good secret that you kept for a while there, my friend.
Yeah, that was the benefits of waking up early. I got up early and went down there and was like, oh man, there's enough to like fill a whole pizza box.
Yeah, I'm glad you did, because I threw away those all the rest of those boxes, and I was like, fuck, man, we ate a lot of pizza last night.
Oh god, yeah. All right, let's circle the wagons, wrap this thing up.
He's eating a fucking pasta dish.
Sorry, guys.
Eating the United States fried chicken, I said in the beginning.
Nice. Hey, full circle.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Full circle.
Yep, I usually don't eat anything but pussy on this show. I'm sorry.
Jeez, what's the move?
All right, circle the wagons here. Back to the UFC card. All right, go ahead, Mahomes.
I won't be able to watch it because I am gonna. I have no idea where I'm gonna be Saturday. Probably in Great Falls, Montana. And I'll probably be working on my laptop. But sounds like a really good card. I'm really pulling for Sean O'Malley. I hope he has a good win and continues to climb. I'd like to see him get a title shot. I think that would be really cool to see him on like a main event title shot. That'd be a big feather in the cap for all Montana.
Hey, I want to say just one last point here. To go on what you were saying. Quick segue here. Rhonda Reestead.
Yep, and you make a good point about what Rhonda says there for sure. Thank you.
Quick
for
segue
interrupting
from your
for that.
final statement.
No, I'll say I want to say people that are diehard fans like me. There's a guy named Michael Page in Bellator, and they never gave him shit basically, and they just built him up, and they never gave him anybody to fight. Sean O'Malley is not quite in that category, but he's in that category. It's like, okay, when are they going to give him like a legit fucking fighter? Do you think after he beats this guy, they're going to give him a legit fighter?
I think so. I think like if he goes out and does what everyone thinks he's going to do and just beats the piss out of this guy and like puts on a show, I think they'll be like, okay, it's time to move him up, make him a little more of a highlight. Because I know most of the people I talk to are Montana people and they're Montana fans, but if you talk to people out here, they know who he is. They know the Sugar Show is his nickname. So yeah, it'll be good. I hope he does well.
All right, now we'll go to the actual final statement. What do you have to say about this podcast? Redgate Alien. We have the Red. Jeez, sorry. I have one more thing I got to look at really quick here. We got a comment on the latest Redgate video. What is it? Please camp there. Oh shit! I'm not gonna say her name. Please, we want this place as spooky as fuck. That's all right.
Say her name.
No,
the Padres post game show still going on. If you want to go to that,
no.
All right, let's just wrap this thing up here. Final statements for real this time. Mahomes, go ahead.
Yeah, my final statement for real this time is it's been great, Matt. I hope you do come on regularly, and please, anyone listening, do not share any Major League Baseball games without their written consent.
Okay, and who would I get that consent from?
I don't know. Not fucking me. So just don't share it.
All right, let's go to Kelly.
Okay, I am sweating like a whore in church, and I'm ready to go take a shower and go to bed. My chicken is overcooked over here, but it's been fun talking about sports betting and the UFC. And until next time, you fucking cunts.
All right, until next time, you fucking cunts, is Kelly's last statement. And Matt, what's your last statement?
Good talk with the boys. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to dwell on any information we talked about, but good talk with the boys.
Hey, Fred Durst from 1988.
I thought Jay Marsh left this fucking podcast.
Sorry, Matt. We didn't know you did it all for the nookie.
Oh, geez.
All right. And we're gonna wrap things up here, folks.
Let's circle the wagon again for the 50th time.
I would circle that wagon 50 more times if I could, but
Hey, Pat, you've circled that wagon so much you're like that little girl off the ring.
it's like coming into your TV, fucking computer screens and shit. It's been a fun episode, guys. We talked about UFC, Vegas betting. I guess we're not allowed to show the bets we're betting on. I did not know that was a rule till tonight. Thought it was free range. Anyways,
There's a reason you have to pay to watch MLB TV.
oh, okay, it's my final statement, please. Check out Redgate Film is coming out here. I got a big announcement on July 12th for that. Check out the YouTube video. We're already getting comments on the YouTube video for Redgate. We went up there and investigated some stuff, and it's a pretty crazy video. Anyways, we're gonna wrap things up tonight, and guys, we were going strong here. A lot of viewers. I guarantee we're making some. We're helping a lot of people out this show because proceeds to this show go to cancer. Not just fucking with you. All right, see you guys later.